Do you like swerves? Well, these are 5 creative pitches for the WWE to swerve audiences in 2026. How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Like Slapper. I'm Casey Cameron. Sorry it's been a while. I did get that super flu that was going around. I'm still a little bit under the weather. If I look really tired, that's because I stayed up to watch Wrestle Kingdom 20. It has been a time, but you are here for 5 pitches for WWE creative swerves in 2026, and let's get right to them, starting with number 1, Seth Rollins and the Sword. Basically, we will reveal that Austin Theory is a plant in the Vision. Austin Theory is working for Seth Rollins as a member of the Vision, to keep an eye on what they're doing, to be aware of what they're doing, to gain their trust so that he can be the knife that gets stabbed into their back when Seth returns. But the wrinkle we're going to throw in here is that as the weeks progress, as we get closer to the Royal Rumble, more and more masked people will appear and they will start attacking people, leading to questions from the Vision of, all right, well, Austin Theory, do you know anything about this? And he's going to be like, no, I have no clue what's going on. I don't know who these people are, and I don't know what they want. For the match between Punk versus Braun for the title on Raw, I would just have a masked man come out, wipe both guys out, and then have CM Punk just barely managing to retain his championship. Fast forward to the Royal Rumble, and there are 2 men left in the match. It is Braun Breaker and it is Roman Reigns. And guess what? There is still 1 person to come out for the match. So we're down to 2 people left in the ring, and the only person left to come in is number 30. At that point, everyone's gonna be like, well, it doesn't matter who number 30 is. It's either Braun or Roman is gonna win this. Just kidding, because at number 30, we're gonna have a very big surprise, because all of the masked men will come out and they will start attacking Braun Breaker and they will start attacking Roman Reigns. The group of masked men will stand tall as the countdown begins. 10, 9, 8, they all line up together. 7, 6, 5. They look, they face the camera, and they start to make a pose. 4, 3, 2, it's clear what they're doing. They're waiting for a certain person's music to hit, and that's when 2, 1, burn it down. Seth Rollins returns at number 30 in the Royal Rumble. And I know, Seth Rollins, his return, his timetable for return right now might be a little dicey, but here's the thing. If we bring him back here, he actually doesn't need to do any in-ring work until WrestleMania. So the masked men beat Roman Reigns and Braun Breaker down. Seth Rollins is just laughing. He's loving it. The 2 people he hates the most are being systematically destroyed, and Seth is about to be on his way to face the other person he hates the most to get back the championship he never even lost in the first place, in the main event of WrestleMania. Seth gets in the ring, he tosses out Roman like it's nothing, to a chorus of boos. Seth Rollins should come back as a mega heel. He'll get a huge ovation, a huge cheer when he returns, but he will be booed immediately when he is the person that tosses out Roman Reigns. Then he turns his attention to Braun Breaker, and who should come out but the Vision. The Vision come to try and make the save, but guess what? Austin Theory turns on the Vision, the masked men overwhelm the Vision, and Seth Rollins throws Braun Breaker over the top rope to become the 2026 Royal Rumble winner. The next night on Raw, just have Seth come out with Becky to gloat and be like, haha, I did it, I'm the best, I still get one over on everybody, because that's what Seth should do. Every single time Seth is doing something, he should be the smartest guy in the room. Seth will tell the world that he was the brains behind the Shield, but now he's the brains behind something entirely different. He had thought that the Vision was what he needed, but he didn't realize that all this time Paul Heyman was pulling strings. The Vision was Paul Heyman's vision. It was never Seth Rollins' vision. And to correct that issue, Seth Rollins has assembled a new group, his own Sword. And that is when the group of masked men, all led by Austin Theory, come and they take the ring next to Seth Rollins. They each remove their mask one by one as Seth is cutting promos on who this person is to tease the reveal of the person so that the crowd will actually react when there is a reveal. The first mask comes off to reveal Montez Ford. The second mask comes off to reveal Grayson Waller. The third mask comes off to reveal Santos Escobar, and the fourth mask comes off to reveal Oba Femi. These men are brought together by one thing. They've been there in the WWE and they haven't been used. The fans love them. The fans love different aspects of these people, and yet for some reason, the machine has not decided to use them. They were all ignored, but they won't be anymore. And at the same time, I mean, obviously, yes, that motivation for Oba Femi doesn't make much sense, but you know what does? Obafemi is a smart guy. Why wouldn't you want to immediately join the main roster and be under the wing of one of the greatest and most dominant world champions of the modern era? I mean, Obafemi's already almost beaten Cody Rhodes, the WWE champion, so just coming up and having a cakewalk to the finish, that's exactly what a guy like Obafemi should do. If he's going to be a bad guy, he doesn't need to beat a bunch of people. He's already there. He's got a group that can help him beat all these people up so that his job, his rise to the top, is even easier. I would keep them heel, but ultimately have them be anti-authority in terms of, the whole motivation of WWE let us down, so we are against the WWE, we are against the Vision, we're against everybody. That way you can have them be heels, but also have the option for them to be cheered if you need that, or if you just want to turn them into a babyface group. And from here, your options are limitless. Seth could go on to have a great feud with CM Punk for the World Championship, or Seth could go on to have a great feud with Braun Breaker for the World Championship, or Seth could go on to have another great feud with Roman Reigns for the World Championship. Each one of those is a WrestleMania main event right away. Just have this group be the answer to the Vision. The Vision has been running roughshod over the WWE, so now if every time the Vision tries to get involved, the Sword comes out to get involved to take out the Vision and the people that the Vision were going to take out, well, now we just have so much chaos occurring and we don't know what's going to happen. And I've said it before, you could literally run the exact same story they were going to run with the Vision, but on the WWE's timetable. We could absolutely still have the young guys betray Seth Rollins. We could do that. Or you could come up with something a little bit more creative, but again, if you wanted to run the same thing again, there's no reason why you couldn't. At the end of the day, I do think the Vision should be around longer. I think they should be the long-term group. I think the Sword should really just be a short-term group in order to, if you're going to have a feud with Roman Reigns, at least give Roman Reigns a lot of high-tier guys to help raise up as he's raising himself up to move into the world title picture. That's what I think. I think that'd be a really fun swerve. Have Seth Rollins come back way earlier than people expect. Have him with a brand new group that can be up against the Vision. I think that would be awesome. But let's get into number 2. And I've called this pitch Kairi steps up. Basically, after losing the tag titles to Rhea and Io, Asuka spirals into an even worse tag team partner and is now absolutely physically and verbally berating Kairi Sane. And we should just basically go back to what we were seeing before. More of Kairi being like, oh, come on, like she should slowly be getting fed up with the treatment that Asuka is providing her. The two of them should start some kind of losing streak, but the losing streak should actually be the fault of Asuka and not Kairi. In fact, I would say every time Kairi is in a singles match, she should win. She should not be losing. But every time Asuka's in a match, she should lose. And every time Asuka and Kairi are in a tag match, they should lose because of Asuka. And every single time, Asuka blames Kairi. After attempting and failing to get their tag titles back from Io and Rhea, Asuka should absolutely flip out and really brutalize Kairi this time. After the match, Io tries to help Kairi up, something that gives Rhea that kind of like, whoa, what's going on here moment that we usually see from tag teams, so that we've got a little bit of tension teased between everybody. Kairi can push Io away and go back on her own, so now we've got tension between Kairi and Asuka and Kairi and Io and Rhea, and now we've got a very complex dynamic here. If you build this properly and you give it enough time, I think these four women could be a main event of SummerSlam. But like I've been saying, Asuka's been losing, Kairi's been winning, so Kairi has actually earned a world championship opportunity on, say, Monday Night Raw or a PLE. Doesn't really matter. And let's say Stephanie Vaquer is still the champion at this point. So we've got Kairi Sane versus Stephanie Vaquer, and it's going to be a great match. Oh my God, it looks like Kairi's going to beat Stephanie Vaquer until Asuka gets involved in the match, costing Kairi the title. Asuka would then comfort Kairi after the match to a absolute chorus of boos because it's Asuka's fault. But if we can hear Asuka on the camera saying, no, it's your fault, but it's okay, I'm here for you, then oh my God, are people gonna hate Asuka even more than they already do. The next night on Raw, Asuka basically says she's gonna avenge Kairi's loss, so she's challenging Stephanie Vaquer for the title. Stephanie Vaquer, being the fighting champion she is like, yeah, come on, step up, let's go. But this time, a conflicted Kairi Sane is the factor that matters the most. And Asuka manages to steal the title from Stephanie Vaquer thanks to Kairi Sane's interference. Obviously, really pissed off, Stephanie Vaquer beats the ever-living crap out of both Kairi and Asuka. Kairi's the first to get up and she goes to check on Asuka, but Asuka then lashes out with some violence at Kairi because Kairi didn't protect her. Give us a rematch on Raw, have Asuka retain, but this time have Kairi stay out of the entire thing. Then the next week, have Asuka and Kairi come out and have Asuka do a segment where she's just admonishing Kairi Sane for all of her shortcomings over the recent weeks. Just have Asuka lie, have her say the worst things so the crowd is booing, the crowd is chanting for Kairi. They really wanted to turn on Asuka and become a big deal. Take that step up to the main event scene. Asuka starts to slap Kairi. She asks Kairi if she understands her, if she's too dumb to understand her, and Kairi slowly nods. As the crowd's buzzing, they're coming up. Asuka starts laughing and doing her dancing Asuka thing that she does, and in the background, Kairi is getting more and more visibly frustrated. Kairi finally snaps and she obliterates Asuka. She may not be the #1 contender for the championship anymore, but she wants Asuka's championship. As long as Rhea and Io aren't in the tag division anymore, and as long as one of them hasn't turned heel on the other, this can now be built to a massive fatal 4-way match between these 4 women: Asuka, Kairi, Rhea, and Io for the Women's World Championship. And honestly, in this match, I actually would give the surprise win to Kairi. Most people would expect a Rhea to pick up the win here. Most people would expect Io to turn heel and pick up the win here. But I think the best thing here would be to tell the feel-good story. Kairi manages to come out of Asuka's shadow to be the new Women's World Champion. And from there, she can continue feuding with Asuka, she could feud with Io, she could feud with Rhea. There's so much that you could do with Kairi after a win like this. Yeah, I'd love to see WWE have Kairi step up. Up next, we have Finn Balor's new Judgment Day. With Dominic Mysterio and JD McDonough both off of TV due to injury, the Judgment Day's numbers have really dwindled down, and it's basically Finn with a bunch of ladies. But the great thing here is we have a ton of tension right now between Liv, Raquel, and Roxanne. This is the perfect time to reset the Judgment Day. And I know a lot of people think the Judgment Day should end, we should just get rid of it. I think if you reset it with some brand new people, I think fans will love the Judgment Day again. Essentially, while it may seem that Liv is aligned with Roxanne, the opposite should actually be true. We should get all of the tension with Raquel, kick Raquel out of the group, have Liv side with Roxanne, but it's all been a ploy. Roxanne has been doing all of this to separate Raquel from Liv so that Roxanne can deal with Liv one-on-one. Liv Morgan has been tricked. She thought that Roxanne was on her side and that Raquel had been her enemy, but that couldn't have been further from the truth. But now they're all enemies. It's all part of Finn's plan. I think a lot of people will be surprised about how good a 2026 feud would be between Liv Morgan now and Raquel Rodriguez now. I'm really excited for this feud. I hope it happens, and I want to see them feud for a while Liv is still in the Judgment Day. But eventually, Roxanne will turn on Liv and beat her down. And it should be pretty brutal, and then we should have Finn say it is time for a new Judgment Day. Next week on Raw, have Finn and Roxanne come out and both basically lay claim to their respective Intercontinental Championships. Say, maybe they've been on a bit of a winning streak over the last couple of weeks and say, you know what, it's time. We both deserve our shots at the titles. Where are they? And to everybody's surprise, Dominic Mysterio appears on the Tron with a video message from home, basically saying, Finn, I'm coming. I'm going to beat you down for what you guys did to Liv, and Roxanne, you better watch your butt because, man, when Liv comes back, you're doomed. Fast forward to their title match, and it looks like Dom is going to retain again when, a new entrance theme hits because the Judgment Day entrance theme sucks. Just have the Judgment Day graphics up there, give them new music, make it music that is interesting and recognizable and not super bland and boring. Because we are going to debut new members for the Judgment Day here to help Finn Balor win the Intercontinental Championship from Dirty Dominic Mysterio. So when that music hits, Josh Briggs comes out, Lexis King comes out, Omos comes out, and Tatum Paxley come out. These are our new members of the Judgment Day. And all of them are out here to cost Dom the match because Finn knew Dom was going to be doing everything and anything. Anything that he could come up with to cheat, to retain his title, he was going to do that. So Finn was like, you know what? Screw that. Let's take out the ref, have my new Judgment Day come in and just beat the crap out of him, and then I'll win 1, 2, 3. We have a new Intercontinental Champion in Finn Balor. And then on the same show, again, just give Roxanne the IC title. She can then go forth and feud with Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, the three of them feuding back and forth for the mid-card championship. That is just a dream. I mean, come on. If the mid-card titles are the workhorse titles, I can definitely see 2026 being a massive year for the Women's Intercontinental Championship here. And then at the same time, Finn can feud with the likes of Dom. He can feud with JD when he comes back potentially. He can feud with Penta. And you may be asking, well, what are these additions to the group? What do they do? Well, obviously, Omos is the heavy. He is the big destroyer. And yes, it does look like Omos is going to be doing some work down in AAA, but I think he could be pulling double duty in order to get as much exposure as possible. It also allows the Judgment Day to add Vikingo to the group later, and I think that would be a great move. Then you've got Lexus King, who's a charismatic and recognizable face who can add a lot of heat to the group, and then you have Josh Briggs, who is a big man who can do the athletic moves that a guy much smaller than him can do, and a guy his size probably shouldn't be able to do. Keep Tatum Paxley mostly the same as she is right now, have her be kind of a naive character, have her be the reason that Roxanne is able to retain her championship for so long. Obviously, Roxanne is the prodigy, she should be doing well in the ring, but I think Tatum Paxley is a great shield for her in order to retain her championship. Think along the lines of Asuka and Kairi. This would bring a whole new level of heat to the group. It reworks the group entirely. You can have any of the new Judgment Day members start feuding with the likes of The Vision or any other group that exists within the WWE in order to rise their stock. But the big thing here is that we've shaken things up. Finn Balor finally won a championship again. That's not an undefended tag team championship. And we're moving Roxanne up the card, which is great too. Up next, we have Chelsea Green, Women's World Champion. This one is a bit of a shorter one, but if the WWE wants to tease kind of a feud between Chelsea Green and Jade Cargill, I don't know if we're actually going to get that feud, but they've kind of teased it a little bit. So if they're going to do that, I'm going to make this pitch. I think Chelsea Green and Jade Cargill should absolutely feud, and I think Jade Cargill should absolutely decimate Chelsea Green throughout their feud. I think Chelsea should be so disrespectful to Jade that Jade will make it her personal mission to make sure that Chelsea loses everything that she cares about. Now, Chelsea unfortunately already did lose the United States Championship, so we can't do that, but Jade could still cost her her AAA mixed tag titles. With Jade Cargill constantly being a presence that both hurts her a lot all the time and ruins her life, she should finally snap a little bit, and Chelsea should allow some of her Laurel Van Ness character to come into her Chelsea Green character. When the time comes for their eventual championship match, I do think Chelsea Green should shock the world and manage to pick up a win over Jade Cargill. And if you need a way to explain it away, why don't you have Charlotte get involved and have Charlotte, who'd been disrespected by Jade Cargill, go, no, I don't think we're gonna deal with that. Again, Charlotte literally calls herself the queen, so anytime Jade Cargill is trying to be disrespectful to her, she should immediately have a massive problem with that, to the point that she could cost her a title. From there, just have Chelsea be the champion that does everything and anything to keep her title, and have her do it more than Dom did it. I want this to be basically an exercise in creativity in writing for the WWE. What is the most interesting and the most fun way that Chelsea can retain her title tonight against an opponent who should absolutely destroy her? Honestly, I would just have her hold the championship until Bianca's ready to come back, have Bianca pick it back up, have Bianca feud with Jade, and then if you really want to bother fans, if Chelsea really was a great heat magnet as the champion, you give Chelsea Green the Money in the Bank in I believe it's September. You give her the Money in the Bank, and oh God, Chelsea has an opportunity to get that title back again. Is this story a long shot? Yes, probably the longest of any of the pitches that are in this video, but I would love to see it, and it would make for some great TV. And the last pitch for today is the rise of Pentagon Dark. Penta has returned, and he is seemingly poised kind of opposite of the Vision, which is great for him because that means he's getting closer and closer to the world title, though I don't know necessarily if that's where we want to go with Penta. The thing is, if we want to have a bit of a darker Penta, I think Penta should actually go on a bit of a losing streak upon his return. And I want him to start losing to progressively less impressive opponents in the minds of fans, to the point that he ends up getting beat by Grayson Waller on TV and Penta loses his mind. I think Penta should just snap and absolutely decimate Grayson Waller, to the point that Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston decide to get the hell out of there because they're like, okay, we don't want to deal with any of that. And I mean, this beating should be uncomfortable. The fans should be like, oh my God, this is Penta? And at the same time, we can get some sympathy for Grayson Waller. After the destruction, Penta hits his little catchphrase pose, and then the lights go out. And when they come back on, Penta is gone. The next week on Raw, we get a video package from Penta, and Penta's a bit more mystical now. He's explaining that he's been frustrated that he thought there was the proper way to do it. He thought he could do it the WWE way, but now, no, it is time to do it the Penta way, the way of the dark. Pentagon Dark has arisen, and now everyone is on notice. Basically, Penta should be a mystical type character, similar to The Undertaker. And now I'm not saying that he should be, sacrificing people. I'm not saying he should be causing fire to explode or lightning to explode. Just have him do like the little lights off, he disappears thing. Have him maybe throw in a couple little extra things, unique things that make Penta Penta. But at this point, Penta should not be losing. He should be dominant. This shift in his character should be the thing that absolutely is taking him right to the top. Keep Penta more grounded, keep him more brutal, and have him play to the audience less. Eventually, Rey Fenix should come over and see what's going on with his brother, try and reach him, try and bring back the good Penta that everybody knows and loves, and Rey Fenix should fail. Penta should absolutely destroy his own brother to really solidify this new heel Penta. And honestly, a feud like that could last you months if you wanted to. You're telling me Penta versus Rey Fenix is not going to be a banger match every single time it happens? Just have Penta stand tall at the end of this feud and then have him announce his intentions for the world title. By the time we get to this point, the world title picture should be much more open, and you should be able to bounce around your world titles a lot more, because ideally here we'd be post WrestleMania. And I wouldn't be mad if he went for the world title, but I also wouldn't be mad if this character was just in the mid card and helped to really elevate the Intercontinental Championship, which I do think it does kind of need. But yeah, so there you go. That's 5 pitches for 2026. Some fun swerves that the WWE could throw at us that nobody would see coming. What do you think about these? Tell me some of your fun swerves that you'd love to see in 2026, because I love to hear what you think is going to happen for wrestling. I've been Casey Cameron. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next wrestling video.